Hey, what's going on, my friend? It's Jeff Newpert from ChasingStrength.com. And in today's video, we are covering part two in the video series, 5 Things Training College Athletes Taught Me About Getting Strong and Lean Using Kettlebells. Now, I was a strength and conditioning coach a lifetime ago, it seems like, at Rutgers University. And Rutgers Athletics at the time used to do really stupid things, like self-defeating things in its athletic program. For example, in 1990, they hired Doug Graber as their head football coach. Now, Coach Graber's previous position was as the defensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who were the worst team in the NFL in the 1980s, right? And they were known for having the worst defense in the league, all right? So brilliant hire, as you can see, right? And obviously that's a little bit of sarcasm there when I say brilliant hire, in case you can't tell. So really, should anybody have been shocked when Rutgers football had a massive losing streak? Well, unfortunately, they did something similar with their men's track and field team, although not nearly as bad, right? And that was one of the teams I was responsible for as the assistant strength and conditioning coach for Olympic sports. Now, the men's head team coach, he was a nice enough guy, right? Real, what is it? Congenial, amiable, agreeable, just all around nice guy. But, the team, it just never really won anything major. It just kind of was a middle of the pack kind of team. Now, the problem with that is the administration overlooked the diamond they had staring them in the face. And that diamond was a man named Tony Niclario, who was the throws coach for the track and field team. Now, Coach Niclario was also the 1992 U.S. Olympic team throws coach, all right, for both the men and the women. And furthermore, Coach Niclario had produced multiple champions across like different divisions, right? So he had some Olympic athletes that he had worked with, national champs, collegiate champs, high school champs, those sorts of things, right? So he wasn't like a one and done type coach. He had a long list, a long, dare I say it, track record of proven results, right? So again, that's just, another stupid decision by the administration, in my opinion. But what did I know at the time, right? I was just a young, wet behind the ears assistant strength and conditioning coach. But one thing I did know is that I was going to take full advantage of Coach Niclario's 40 plus years of experience. Maybe it was like 30 plus years at the time. What does that have to do with you and your kettlebell training? Well, let's dig into that. All right. Coach Niclario used 3 different methods to train his throwers, apart from actually practicing the events. The first method he used was heavy compound strength movements or strength exercises, right? Pretty typical squat, bench press, rows. I think there was some military press in there. And they were usually done 3 times a week, pre-off season, and twice a week in season. The second thing he did is he used the explosive Olympic lifts in their variations. So cleans, snatches, pulls, right? Clean and snatch pulls, push presses for those who could jerks. All right. And those 2 were usually done in combination with the strength work 3 times a week, pre or off season, and twice a week in season. And they, like I said, they were combined in the same training session. And the third thing that Coach Niclario did is he used plyometrics and power training, true power training. Okay. So high velocity work. So that includes jumps, medicine ball throws, those types of things. And these were usually done 1 to 2 times a week, depending on where the athletes were in their season, okay? And you would actually be shocked to learn that all his athletes continued to excel, break the records, and even place in the conference championships. Or maybe you wouldn't be shocked at all, okay? So, see, one of the things that Coach Niclario believed is that not only did his throwers need to be strong, but they also needed to be explosive. So his priority during the season was to maintain their maximum strength work and to focus on their explosive work. And as a result, like I said, his athletes excelled. And as a byproduct, and here's where it gets interesting, they were also really lean. Okay, even Woj, a guy named John Wojciechowski, was 6 feet 1 inches tall. He weighed 240 pounds. He was the shot putter, and he had at least a 4-pack. And that's the takeaway. Point number 2, train explosively. And that means every swing, every snatch, every clean, every push press, every jerk is performed with max power, max effort, as fast and as explosively as possible. Now, in most cases, you'll want to use the lighter kettlebell, something between 25 and 35% of your body weight. I think the real numbers in there, you can look this up, is about 26 to 32% of your body weight. But, who's really counting? Does 3% make a difference? Depends on who you talk to. But for our purposes, nice round numbers, 25 to 35%. Okay. So, how does that play out? Well, for most people, the kettlebell you can press for a 5 rep max is usually the one you can do most of your one hand swings with, right? But the key point here, which almost everybody misses, is there's a point of no return that indicates when to stop with your lifts. And maybe we'll get into that more in the next video. But in the meantime, take a page out of Coach Niclario's coaching manual. Keep the reps of your explosive lifts low to medium, between 5 and 10 repetitions on your kettlebell ballistics, and make them as crisp and as explosive as possible. Dr. Squat, who I quoted in the last video, called it a check mark. Okay, think of a check mark like that. It should be crisp, like a check mark. All right, so 2 of the best kettlebell lifts for lifting explosively are, in my opinion, the swing and the snatch. You can become more explosive, stronger, and even strip off body fat using just those 2 kettlebell lifts. A steady diet of only swings or only snatches. Yeah, I know that it sounds kind of crazy, but guys and girls who commit to doing it, they swear by it. If you need programs that are swing-based or snatch-based, I will leave a link in the description below to 10 swing-only strength training programs that will lean you out. And I will leave a link to 3 snatch-only programs that includes videos on how to, what's the right word? How do I say this in a politically correct manner? They will safely and efficiently allow you to learn how to snatch correctly, okay? There are 4 different methods. At least we're going to cover 4 of them in that how to snatch video series. I'll leave a link to that, okay, in the description below this video. Personally, I prefer the snatch 9.9 times out of the 10 to the swing. So there's that. Now, if you really want to up your game and you really want to challenge yourself, I recommend you learn how to do the double kettlebell clean and jerk. If you already know how to do the cleans, specifically learn how to do the double kettlebell jerk. Why? Because that is kind of like the, for lack of a better term, the apex predator in the kettlebell ballistic family. All right. It's incredibly challenging on your lungs, your muscles, and your mobility. I've got a program that you'll really enjoy, shows you how to do the clean, but especially the jerk, and it breaks down all the technical components, shows you where your weak spots are and how to fix them. I'll leave a link to that video series in the description below this video, okay? So at the end of the day, just to wrap up, remember, don't be stupid like the Rutgers Athletic Department was in the 1990s and use losing strategies, okay? High rep, weak-hipped kettlebell ballistics may be great for building endurance or getting your med count on, but they won't necessarily make you more explosive and they won't necessarily make you leaner, right? So use your kettlebells to their fullest potential and be as explosive as possible on every single rep, all right? As you do, watch your strength and conditioning levels increase, and in many, if not most cases, watch your body fat levels decrease as well, right? Hopefully you found that helpful. If you did, click the like button, click the subscribe button if you haven't already, share it with a friend, leave a comment in the description below. I'll see you in the next video, my friend. Until then, stay strong.